Hi guys, and welcome to Cracky Gems. I'm Gem. Welcome to a video where I'm going to be talking about chronic fatigue syndrome, how I know it and how it affects my day-to-day life. So you may remembered in the last video when I talked about the Miss Sporty green eyeshadow that I was going to be talking about how I get from being at home to going out and about, what goes through my head. The idea was that I was going to plan it all in segments, edit together, and then it was going to be one long video from thinking about going out to actually going out, but it didn't work out that way. Instead, I edited the thing and it was too big for my tablet to handle. I blame the weather, I always do. So I thought instead that I would talk you through what happens when I go out and how I associate it with how I live with chronic fatigue syndrome. So I live with chronic fatigue syndrome, also known as ME, but I got diagnosed with chronic fatigue syndrome basically because I was fatigued all the time and I couldn't figure out why. I didn't realise that I actually had the symptoms long before I even got diagnosed with it. So I literally have fatigue in some shape or form every day. There's not one day that goes by when I don't have it. It comes in varying types, I guess you could say. Some days I wake up and I think I can't move, I'm so tired. Other days I wake up, much like today, and I've got a bit more energy to play with, but I have to kind of, really be sure of what I'm about to spend my energy on. So when I'm about to go out, it's usually because I'm in desperate need for something. Now, the annoying thing is that we are still in the coronavirus pandemic, so everything's on lockdown. If you're lucky enough now to be able to buy stuff online and get it delivered to your door, great. But sometimes when you play around or you kind of, I guess you shop around for supermarkets that are going to give you what you want. Sometimes they don't give you everything, or they give you something that doesn't agree with you, which is happening to me at the moment. So I usually go out, it's my kind of time, I guess. I have my phone, I listen to music, sometimes I'll talk to my other half, and I just pound the pavement, basically. It's my day to kind of get makeup on and to feel like I'm wearing something other than tracksuit bottoms and a nice top. And then I go out for about half an hour. My local high street isn't that far away, to be honest. It's around about half an hour away. So where I live is quite small. It's not like a massive place. However, having said that, when you have chronic fatigue, I describe it as if you're a new mum and you're trying to get yourself and your kid, from newborn to toddler, you and your kid out the door. That is what I associate it with. And I was talking to my mum about this yesterday, and she remembers that. She remembers, trying to get herself ready in the morning and trying to get your body and your kid in that buggy out the door. So for me, I kind of think about it like that, but it's another way of thinking about it is when I have a down day, it's like living with a kid, except you go through all of the stuff you go through, but there's no kid at the end of it. It's just your body throwing a wobbly, basically. So it will start off with a thought. I'll think about something I need, like some fruit or chocolate. It has been known that I will venture out into the abyss if I'm in dire need of chocolate. Alright, don't judge, it happens, okay? So I'll go out, I'll just exercise, and I feel better afterwards. I feel, clearer headed as well. And then what happens is the night before I go out, I plan it, and then I think, okay, so I limit my time online because I think about the energy that uses up, and I concentrate on what I'm about to wear, what the weather's going to be like, what kind of clothing I've got to wear, because it can make you feel tired. Is it going to be warm outside? Is it going to be cold outside? Because these environmental changes can affect how you feel and how your body operates. And then I think, if I've got endo, okay, do I need to wear jeans? Do I need to wear something else to accommodate that? Because you're going to have the fallout afterwards. You're going to be a bit tired. You've just gone out. And with fatigue, you've got the same amount of energy. Your body just can't figure out where to put it. So I spend the night before going out planning what I'm about to wear, and I take it very seriously because, like I said, it has to be loose enough to move around. If it's going to rain, do I have to wear a raincoat? If it does, is that going to be annoying? I don't drive. I'm going to have to walk, is that okay? And I take a walking stick with me because my walking stick helps me with my fatigue. It helps me with my energy, basically. There's nothing wrong with my legs, you know. I'm able to walk, but having a walking stick helps me with my fatigue. And then on the morning of going out, I limit what I look at. So usually I check my social medias and I check my shop to see if I have any orders that I've got to kind of think somehow about sending. If so, then I think, okay, I have to send this, I have to send that, I have to go to the post office before I go to my local high street. And then mentally I kind of have a plan in action. So I usually get up, check my socials, check my shop, and then I will have a wash somehow. You know, my clothes are already there from the night before, so I know kind of what I'm wearing. If I have to change my top, like the other day I wanted to go out, I wasn't sure because the weather's changing, so I wasn't sure if it was going to be cold or if it was going to be warm. So my idea was, am I going to have to wear my other half's hoodie or am I going to have to wear my knitted crop top? I settled on the knitted crop top because the warm weather was coming through. And it was the time in the morning where you could feel it, and I'm so lucky and so glad that I chose the knitted crop top. Oh my god, you can see it on the thumbnail to this video. So yeah, that's like the preparation. When I go out, I'm fine. If I'm listening to my music, and then it's good because I'm a fast walker, which is great, so you're kind of getting the blood pumping anyway. I'm not a fan of lining up, to be honest. With the coronavirus lockdown and the pandemic, you know, if you go to a local supermarket, you have to line up. I'm not a fan, but I found the earlier you go, the less chance there is of lining up. And if I have to go in there, I'd much rather get most things from the same shop. It saves me having to go from one shop to the other and saves me on energy. And then I'll go into one shop and then come out and then I'll come home. I'll take a walk home. I enjoy kind of, there's like a scenic route home. And so you can see more wildlife, and it kind of leads me closer to the house in the other route. But I do enjoy it. However, it can be quite annoying because you can only go out once or twice a week at a push, and I would like to go out more. I would like it so that I was like everyone else, you know. It would be great if I could go out and not have to worry about the comeback on it afterwards, but with fatigue that is literally just the name of the game. When I come home, I usually feed the cats, or I usually check my social media, because to me it's an accomplishment. I got out years ago. Getting out, I would go months at a time where I kind of lost a rhythm, and I literally just could not get out of bed. I didn't have any energy, and I thought, this is it. And I wanted to do things, but my body just wasn't having it. So I'd come home now, and then I would feed the cats, make myself something to eat, relax, and then that's when my energy level starts to drop, and I'll start to kind of feel like, it's kind of like when, you know, like an old-fashioned radio. When a radio slows down and your body doesn't know what to do, that's kind of like what happens. And then you think, okay, so you have to kind of put extra measures in place because you know your body's slowing down, and then you're emotionally and mentally affected by it, because you think, I don't know, I start to rebel because I think this shouldn't be happening. You know, I've just gone out once. It's not like I've run a marathon. I have literally just gone out. But then you have to kind of take into consideration that you've gone out, you've kind of, your blood's pumped a little bit more around your body, you've got an exercise. But I do like to, you know, celebrate the accomplishment. So I'll share a picture on my Instagram about it. It's kind of like, you got out, you exercise, and it's great. And for me, it really helps my mental health as well. If I'm pondering on something, you know, chewing something over in my mind, if I go out, it kind of helps, you know, pushes away the cobwebs. So when I am home, I remove all my makeup because it's done its job for me, basically. It's made me feel a bit more human, a little bit less zombie-like. And then I'll have a bath. And then I'll put on some pajamas and I'll chill. I'll just wait for everyone to come home. And then I'll go upstairs and I'll have a rest. And then when I have a rest, I usually crash. And when I crash, it usually means that I can't think straight. I can't do very much for at least an hour. My crash time is from around about 12 till about 2:30. So there's quite a little gap in the day. Seems to happen every day, sometimes more than others. But yeah, there is a crash time, and I didn't used to like it, but the more I seem to do during the day, the more it's there. And then afterwards, it depends on what the weather's doing. Afterwards, sometimes I can be okay, and it's kind of like you fall asleep, and then next day you're okay, which has happened this week. The next day I was fine. I mean, trying to stay as hydrated as I can, but yeah. So that's what happens to me. I'll be honest though, by comparison, it is good, because how it used to be, like I said, it used to be that I wouldn't be able to go out for weeks or months at a time, and I kind of felt given up on. But now, I don't know, I'm kind of, in my head, I'm at a place now where I'm building towards somewhere. I'm feeling like I don't want to stay in the same place. I don't want to, I mean, I know that if you have chronic fatigue syndrome, you might be thinking like in two ways. I've gone from the journey of I'm forgotten about because of the way that the society handles chronic fatigue syndrome. A lot of people don't believe it exists. It does. Some think of it as a neurological condition. From what I experience, I have two neurological conditions. One, I have migraine aura. The second, I have chronic fatigue syndrome. And chronic fatigue is one of the ones that I wish I could take a pill for and make it go away. I wish that I wasn't burdened with it, but it's just something that, I don't know if it's an environmental thing that triggered it off, or if it's a hereditary thing that triggered it off. I don't know, I don't have that, but I find that the more time I spend thinking about that, where did it come from? Could I have prevented it? It's not healthy for the mindset, because it's here, and you just kind of got to navigate it the best way you can. It's taken me around about 4 years from being diagnosed with chronic fatigue. I was diagnosed with chronic fatigue and fibromyalgia at the same time, so it's taken me about 4 years to figure out how it affects my body, from mentally all the way to spiritually and physically. And it's still, I still don't have it all together. I'm just kind of going along with it and seeing what works and what doesn't. But when I go out and about, it's my little victory. It's kind of like my middle finger up to chronic fatigue and saying, didn't win that one, did ya? So yeah, when I do go out, it's kind of like, yes, did it, yes. But I would like it to be more. It's so strange. I was saying to my mum just yesterday, actually, because we were talking about this, and I was saying to my mum about it, and I said, 2 years ago, because of fatigue, I was planning on getting an electric mobility scooter. I literally wanted to go more. I wanted to see if I could work, because that is something that is kind of pushed upon you as pressure. You want to be able to do it, but you can't. And I wanted to do all this stuff, but I couldn't, because my brain's active, my brain's fine, but my body let me down. And there was a time I was actually shopping around for mobility scooters, and now it's so strange, because I literally have just gotten myself a bike, a cycle bike, bicycle. And it's so strange to think that that path, I guess, wasn't meant to happen. So there is things that I'm working on. Sorry, my bad English. There are things that I'm working on. But yeah, when it comes to day by day, I plan it. I have to put things in place. It's kind of like when you're getting ready to go. Do you remember going to school and you had to get ready to go to school? You had to get ready on, okay, what was your first lesson of the day? Do you have to take a packed lunch? What was another thing? Is your school uniform done? If you have PE, is your PE kit sorted? Has you got your homework done? All these little things. I guess they were like mentally prepared, preparing you for such an event, because everyone plans on getting a chronic illness when they're in their 20s. I mean, who doesn't do that, right? Or if you're kind of, if you're a kid and you're going to become a parent, it's the same kind of thing. You're looking after yourself and you're looking after something else, because if you don't, it's like, if you don't look after this one thing, it's going to have a detrimental effect on maybe the rest of your day, or it's going to have an effect and you think, why didn't I just do that? Why didn't I just do that? So that's what happens to me when I'm going out. It's not as easy as, I'm going to go out today, you know, I'm feeling the weather, I'm going to don on a nice dress, I don't know what that was, I'm going to don on a nice dress, I'm going to do some makeup, I'm going to look good, I'm going to do this. It's not as simple as that. I've had times where I've missed out on things because I don't have the energy to go out and do them. I've had times where, you know, maybe my mum and my siblings want to go out and I literally have to stay home because I'm too exhausted to do it. And in my head, I'm just thinking, you're doing the right thing. You're doing the right thing. But it's just something you have to live with. And I'm trying now. I've been trying for the last 7 or something years to focus on how can I build a life around it. It's not going anywhere, but it's teaching me what I can and can't do, and more importantly, what's worth doing. Who the people are that are worth having around. Who, you know, do you have people around you that help you and that are supportive? Do you have people that are toxic and only think about themselves? Do you have people that are, you know, all these different things that are around you? When you have something that takes over so much of your time and you have so much time in a day, it teaches you so much. So that is something that I have learned. But yeah, so something else I've managed to get out this week, that's why I wanted to record this, because as I said, the last video went a bit tits up, you know, it can and does happen. To me, this video has done it like 3 times now. I'm hoping this one will be the one. So this week I have an Instagram live coming up, which I'm really excited, and it's something I want to be known for, which is great, is creativity. As you guys know, if you follow me, maybe you follow me from the podcast, you'll know that I also had I had a podcast, we've covered that, brain fog, and also that I have an Etsy shop. So I want to be known as creativity. I don't want to be known as, you know, the chick that has all these chronic illnesses and that's on the scrap heap and that has all these, you know, things she has to deal with. No, you know, my name's Jem. I was born with a name. You know, I have chronic illnesses that society deems to be a burden because it doesn't work all that well for people that have chronic illnesses. However, having said that, on Sunday, I'm going to be talking to a friend of mine called Sophie, and we're going to be talking about business and hobbies. She is an advocate, much like myself. I would call myself an advocate for chronic health conditions, you know, and chronic illness. It's all about sharing awareness and showing what these things do. So you can also check out the video that I put up on when I was having the beginning of a flare-up of chronic fatigue syndrome. I will share the link down here. But on Sunday, I'm going to be talking to Sophie and we're going to be talking about hobbies and businesses and creativity. And if you want to check out the podcast, I also did a podcast episode with her. You can do. You can find the link in the description below. So I hope that you found this video helpful. And hopefully it edits well and it's come out in one piece. If not, I just have to bloody do the thing again. You know, these things happen. But yeah, excuse me, that's what happens when you talk a lot. So I am going to pop off now, and I hope that I will see you in my next video. If you can, please do subscribe. If not, bookmark me. If you don't want to subscribe, just bookmark me, or you can follow the website. And in your social box, it'll come up with the Quirky Gem, and you'll be notified every time I drop a video. So yeah, I hope that you enjoyed this video, and if you can, give it a thumbs up, and I will speak to you soon. Okay guys, take it easy. Bye.